You know, folks, I'm trying to do a lot more work now. I'm trying to get out a lot more content, radio wise, a lot more content, Christian Whistleblower, YouTube wise. Probably going to go back to writing some books, making a lot more public appearances in the community, going to live events, trying to do more and trying to be more, trying to accomplish more. And I've got to tell you, I don't think that I could do it without the assistance, or I couldn't do it nearly as well without the assistance of the great folks at Focused Life Force Energy. If you go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the FLFE, Fluffy is the nickname. See, there's a nickname. There's a reason why Fluffy's the nickname for Focused Life Force Energy. Why is Jack the nickname for John? I don't get it. But at any rate, click on the Focused Life Force Energy, the Fluffy logo. They will give you a full 15-day trial on your home. Once that's completed, you can get a full 15-day trial on your cell phone as well. Your cell phone and 60 feet out in all directions, up, down, all around, will be in a more nurturing environment. It's an environment of high consciousness. It's an environment of high frequency. It's an environment that is more conducive to allowing you to be divine, be sovereign, be free. Take it from me, Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, the unindoctrinated guy. You need this. You don't even have to put in a credit card. Try it 30 days for free. I guarantee you it will be something. It won't, I say it, it'll change your life. Well, it'll help you change your life. It'll enable you to be in a better environment to change your life. So jeffreydaugherty.com, FLFE logo, try it for free. And there's great discounts for multi-month, year-long subscriptions. You might as well do it because you're not going to want to get rid of it. Trust me. So we're talking about the Rocket Men. We're talking about Jack Parsons, Marvel Parsons. It is, without a doubt, the forerunner and the template for Tony Stark of Marvel's Iron Man fame, and L. Ron Hubbard, naval commander, the man who single-handedly, with his intrepid crew, sunk a Japanese submarine off the coast of Oregon during World War II. At least that's what L. Ron Hubbard would have you think, and I'm pretty much there believing that that's exactly what was done. But at any rate, these two gentlemen met up in Southern California. Parsons found his way, Hubbard found his way to Parsons' mansion down in Southern California. They became fast friends. As I told you before we left, it was Parsons who said that Hubbard was the most thalemically minded individual that he'd ever met in his life. Well, they started working together. Hubbard actually moved into the mansion, and they were going full bore on the Babylon working, ladies and gentlemen. They were doing everything they could to manifest this female archetype. They were working on all types of occult, all types of magical, all types of esoteric works together. And it's amazing to sit back and think, I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall. I would have liked to have been there just to watch, just to see what these two guys would have come up with. It had to have been very fascinating. It had to have been very, very interesting. And we will fast forward a little bit. Parsons separated from Helen, his wife. He had an affair with her sister, Sarah. Sarah left Jack Parsons for L. Ron Hubbard. So, yeah, it was a weird series of things going on there. Now, they did the Babylon working together, folks. And it produced, they thought right away, that brought this woman into their life. Her name was Marjorie Cameron. And they thought that she was the Thelemic goddess Babylon brought to earth. And Parsons married her. A crazy, just a wild situation where they manifest this person. Parsons marries her, And then Hubbard and Sarah run off. They say that there was some money involved, that the Hubbards took it. I don't know, but Parsons then resigned from the OTO and did various jobs as a consultant for Israel's rocket program, which adds a whole nother layer of intrigue to it. He was a victim of McCarthyism from his little dabblings in Marxism before he became an occultist. And he got accused of espionage and was left unable to work in rocketry. They say he was into a lot of dark things, a lot of weird things. And in 1952, at the age of 37, he was doing something in his lab, and there was an explosion that killed him, and it was ruled an accident. But many people wonder exactly what really happened, exactly what was really going on, what type of experimentation he was doing, what was happening, what was taking place, what caused it to explode. Many people feel it was another step in the not only the Babylon workings, but another step towards what he and Hubbard were doing that doesn't get as much press, that doesn't get as much talk, but we're going to talk about it here tonight. And this is some of those things that you find when you are a full-time researcher like I am. Here's some of the things that you find when you're not just listening to other people and regurgitating their content, but you're actually creating and learning and studying. And it's not just the Bible that I study. I study many other things. And in my studies of L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons, I came across some very obscure writings that indicate that, and this was not part of the Babylon working, this is beyond the Babylon working, Hubbard and Crowley were out in an area, I believe it's called Devil's Canyon in Southern California, and they were out there trying to open up a portal to bring in beings from another world. I don't believe that it was part of the Babylon working. It's called Devil's Canyon. And they were out there, these two weirdos. I mean, just, weirdos. Are they just guys thinking outside the box? They were Devil's Gate Dam in California is what I'm actually talking about. Many people feel that Hubbard and Parsons actually opened what some people call a portal to hell. Not believing in hell, of course. You have to ask the question, did they open a portal to somewhere else? But it's in Pasadena's Arroyo Seco. It's long been rumored to have a spiritual connection, a spiritual connotation. The Tongva people believed that water running through the gorge sounded like laughter, which they attributed to their coyote spirit. And in the 1920s, it was given the name Devil's Gate Dam because there's a demon-like face of a horned figure in the natural rock outcropping. Should I show you that? Would you like to see the devil's face in this natural outcropping of rock? Now, if you're on Odyssey, you won't be able to see the face, but you can go over to Unindoctrinate, or excuse me, you can go over to my YouTube, The Christian Whistleblower, and you'll be able to see this on the replay because we do have the Unindoctrinate exclusively here on Odyssey for the debuts. But here's the picture of why they call it Devil's Rock Canyon. If you look at this, wow, you can see the rolling kind of ram type horns. You can see the malevolent eyes. You can see the weird nose and the sneering, jeering mouth and jaws. And here's the big chin, and you've even got, you could say, paw-like structures there. It looks like a natural gargoyle. Devil's Rock Canyon, this being Devil's Rock. And if you know anything about Southern California, and I've talked with Robert Stanley about this, and we're still trying to get Robert back on the show. Robert has a lot to do, and he's got a lot going on. So He doesn't have as much time as he'd like, but you can see that demon-like face of a horned figure in the natural rock outcropping. And there's been scores and scores of what you would call supernatural or paranormal events taking place out here in this area. And there's even a picture here of Jack Parsons out in the canyon. And this says that they were still trying to bring forth the Moonchild. I'm not convinced that they were still doing the Babylon working out there. I think it was something more. I think it was something bigger. And once they did their work out there, these two guys claimed that they saw that they opened a portal and that a craft zoomed through it before they could shut the portal again. That's what Parsons Parsons and Hubbard claimed. And this was 1946, ladies and gentlemen. 1946 they did this. And if you remember, Roswell and all of the UFO explosion took place almost immediately after that in 1947. And I've even had some people tell me that Hillary Clinton was born in 1947, and she had to have been maybe what came through that portal. I mean, yeah, you hear a lot of weird things. Let me see what Hillary Clinton's birthday is. Let's just talk about that for a minute. Hillary Clinton's birthday, October 26, 1947. Born in Chicago. Interesting. So Hillary Clinton could have been of the seed of that which came through the portal that L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons opened up. Is Hillary Clinton of lock her up fame, is crooked Hillary Clinton really the product of forces from beyond this world? Did her parents ride in on a craft through a portal opened by two of the most thelemic and occultic minds in American history? Did Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard bring into being the spawn of Satan himself, Hillary Clinton? And what really gets interesting is they were trying to bring in, allegedly, if this was part of the Babylon working, they were trying to bring in the archetypical female. And what they got was Hillary Clinton. That goes down in the be careful what you wish for, folks, because archetype means a very typical example of the certain person or thing. And if you're thinking of a classic type of a female, I'm willing to bet that Hillary Rodham Clinton is not the first thing that jumps to your mind. So they were trying to bring in the archetypical female, and if they did bring in Clinton, they brought in something very much different. But they did maybe bring in some of Little Spirit, because Bill Clinton has certainly been on a lifelong search for the archetypical female, if you know what I mean. So maybe there was some real magic worked. And, Clinton is, it's a tough job. I'm just doing my part. Bill's just doing what he's meant to do, So they opened this thing up in 46. Here comes Hillary in 47. The Roswell crash was also in 1947. In fact, the Roswell crash came in July of 47. Hillary came in in October of 47. So July, August, September, there must have been, a very short gestation period. But hey, who knows if a demon has a gestation period, right? But lots of interesting thoughts, lots of interesting conjectures, if you will. But here's these two guys, and they go out there, they say they open a portal, they say they see a craft come through. You got Roswell happening just a few months later. And when you look at when the UFO explosion in the U.S. started, you're talking after 1946, ladies and gentlemen, and it's been almost nonstop since then. So you have to ask yourself, you have to think outside of the box, and you've got to postulate a little bit. Did these two yahoos open up a portal and then not have the magical chops to close it, or they just got scared and they ran away, or the thing just got away from them? All I know is that from that day to this, soon after Parsons, this was after this work they did in the desert or in the canyon, Parsons blows himself up. Interesting. Parsons blows himself up. Since then, several children have gone missing in the Devil's Gate Dam area. Is it a portal? Are they taking children through it? Wow. Crazy, crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. 2 other children have seemingly vanished into thin air. One after turning a corner right in front of his parents, ladies and gentlemen. He turned his corner and he was gone. The children being left unsupervised only for a matter of seconds. And they disappeared. How? Why did they stumble through Hubbard's portal? Did they stumble through Parsons' portal? It's amazing to think about. The coincidence. Many people believe the rituals in the area opened a portal and made the area a magnet for all types of dark activity. The Devil's Gate Dam continues to draw the attention of many interested in paranormal investigation. In fact, I'm putting that on my list. I'm going out there. The face of the rock remains, silently holding the secrets. Many people have committed suicide there, jumping to their deaths. Many people have reported seeing a devilish creature climbing up and down the rocks. It's certainly very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's a great place for Sam Tripoli and myself to go to. Wouldn't that be a very interesting spot for Sam Tripoli of the Tinfoil Hat podcast to go to with me? How far is Devil's Gate Canyon from LA, where Sam Tripoli lives, to LA? Let's see how long it is, ladies and gentlemen. Devil's Gate. Well, I'll have to figure that out but it's in that general area. That might be a great place for the two of us to go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 of us to go. I think that we could do it. What do you think? I think that'd be interesting. I think that'd be very, very cool stuff. Let's see. I'm looking at a place of Devil's Gate Dam. How far is it to LA? Oh, folks, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from LA. He lives, I believe, in Hollywood. So, wow, you know what, folks? We may be putting together right here live on air some craziness. It's maybe 30 miles out there at the very most. I feel a road trip coming on. Sam Tripoli, Jeffrey Daugherty out there at the Devil's Gate Dam Reservoir. Wow, I'm getting excited about it already, and it hasn't even been anything other than conjecture. But a lot of crazy stuff going out there. And it all started, folks, in 1946 when L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons allegedly opened a portal. Of course, after Parsons killed himself, Hubbard authored the book Dianetics, and it was, and this is something that needs to be said. I think L. Ron Hubbard was really a scientist, a science fiction writer, and he did not say, if you want to start a religion, if you want to make $1 million, start a religion. That was Robert Heinlein, but for obvious reasons, Hubbard gets the credit for that. And Hubbard wrote Dianetics, Modern Science of Mental Health, and it was basically just your modern self-help movement. He was alongside guys like Norman Vincent Peale, forerunners of Robert Schuller. He was there with Napoleon Hill, W. Clement Stone. They were all, pretty much contemporaries. But Ron Hubbard was a great writer. He was a great researcher, not a great businessman. And he lost the rights to Dianetics because he let it get out of his hand. He didn't copyright it properly. And then he lost the rights in bankruptcy proceedings. And because he lost the rights to Dianetics and people were jacking it on him, that's when he founded Scientology, after he lost the rights to Dianetics. And then, of course, he grew Scientology into a worldwide organization, which is now, cast, Mr. Hubbard aside, at least in its original intent, and is a really bad fear and guilt control matrix type of thing. And, Parsons met with a grisly and a terrible end, you could say. So did Hubbard. He basically got schnookered by forces within Scientology that had David Miscavige, the now president, at its core. And Hubbard got tricked into going to war with the IRS. They set Hubbard up as the fall guy. Hubbard came back. He had to stay at sea for many, many years. When he finally worked his way through that, he came back to the United States, but he was hiding out in the California desert, living in a luxury motorhome. And he was there for many years until he finally died in 1986 at the age of 74. So they both, went down in a blaze of something less than glory. Very smart guys, very magically minded guys, coming to ends because they weren't very good at managing the real world side of the things that drove them. And it just makes you wonder, and it's kind of a cautionary tale to us, that we do need to be spiritually minded. We do need to look at and look beyond, I think, and challenge and push boundaries. And I mean, Parsons and Hubbard out there trying to open a portal? How many of you would really be surprised if Stucci and Daugherty were out in the middle of the desert trying to open a portal? Wouldn't surprise you much at all, would it? It's the same kind of intrepidity. It's the same kind of pushing the envelope, but yet it has to be done within a realm of reason, within a realm of rationale, with proper precautions. And I mean, we just don't, when Rocky and I go out and do things, we just don't go out there ready, fire, aim. We actually have plans. We actually have done this before. I've been in this 39 years. Rocky's been in it many, many years. So we sort of know what we're doing, but you never really do. And that's the thrill of it. So while I will salute the intrepid spirit of Jack Parsons, I will salute the intrepid spirit of L. Ron Hubbard. And both men, I would say, are probably far exceeding me in mental acumen, certainly in scholastic study. Like Parsons, like Hubbard, I have traveled the world. I've been on 5 continents. I've studied, like Hubbard did, many of the different religious philosophies and isms. And not unlike Hubbard, pick something here, pick something there. Spiritual technology that works, ladies and gentlemen, works. I'm very pragmatic in that regard. So in that sense, I have a grudging respect for L. Ron Hubbard as a researcher. I have a grudging respect for Jack Parsons as a researcher, and a grudging respect for their work being put together to push the boundaries. And yet, I sit back and thank these two guys for the cautionary tale. And the cautionary tale is when you realize, uh-oh, I better be careful because this could get out of hand real quick. So you have to keep pushing the envelope. Yes, we are the last generation of real humans. We do need to get busy, but we do need to get busy. We do need to get crazy, but we don't need to get stupid. We can still be reasoned and measured in our craziness. Yes, we do things that nobody else would think of doing. Yes, we say things that no one else would think of saying. Yes, we go places no one else would think of going. We show you things that no one else would see. That's one of the things that Rocky and I do. We do the things that you would want to do but can't. We go the places you want to go but can't. And we show you things you want to see but that you're probably not going to get to see with the naked eye. That's what we're here for, to serve you, to do the science, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about the science. It's all about the research. And I'm going to get with Sam Tripoli. And wouldn't it be something if we could get the emotional meatball out there too? Ooh, that would be pretty cool. The three of us in Devil's Gate Canyon Dam. Wow. I'm excited just thinking about it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the conclusion of another great week of Unindoctrinate, taking you into the midnight hour, filling you full, reminding you of, stoking you up with your personal power. It's my honor and my privilege to speak into your life and into your night. It's my privilege to have you here. I do ask you to go over and check out Unindoctrinate. Well, that's where you are. Check out the Christian Whistleblower YouTube. And if you do want to get 2 weeks free at Gaia, the Netflix of enlightenment, go to jeffreydaugherty.com, click on the Gaia logo. We'll set you up with 2 weeks free there as well. Great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Powerful stuff. And I'm telling you, we're just getting started. I am Jeffrey Daugherty. This is Unindoctrinate. You are the last generation of real humans, and we can win today and write a better tomorrow if we just get busy. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen.